today's tutorial is a Thanksgiving inspired tutorial as we're coming up to Thanksgiving in the US. And I was kind of trying to think of what to do for it, you know, trying to think of it in a physical sense. All I could really think of was the, you know, the dinner and the feast, although I know it's about a lot more than that, but thinking of it in a physical sense, that's what I thought of. So I was inspired by candles and candlelight and, you know, just a beautiful like spread that you would see, and the kind of dusky like shadowy candlelit kind of lighting that you get from that. So that's why I went for these colours on the eyes. And then when I was thinking about what to do, I decided I might as well just use products that are all either from the States or available in the US, because of course it's a US holiday and it wouldn't be fair on you guys for me to use a lot of the European brands that I often use. So for the eyes, I used all my Coastal Scents, or not all of them, but for all the eyeshadows on my eyes are Coastal Scents Hot Pots. I've had a lot of interest in these since I got them because people are asking me about the quality and stuff, and seriously, I am so impressed by the quality of these. I haven't been using bases with them or primers with them since I've been using them, and they are going on and lasting amazingly on the eyes. So they must have reformulated these or something, because I never heard amazing things about them before, especially like years ago when I first started YouTube, but these are unreal, especially for the price. So I'm really impressed by these. But anyhow, yeah, this look is for Thanksgiving or any festive really occasion coming up over the next month or so. There will be a full list of products below and on the blog as per usual, and that's pretty much it. If you want to see how it's done, just keep watching, and cheers guys. So I started off by priming my face with e.l.f.'s Mineral Primer and applied this sparingly to mainly the centre of the face using my small stipple brush, also by e.l.f. For foundation, I went with Revlon ColorStay in the normal to dry formula and applied this using the same small stipple brush. This can be built up to full coverage, though I tend to leave it at more of a medium coverage, and it gives a beautiful satin finish to the skin. Mainly though, this photographs really well, which is one of the reasons why I went for it, because for Thanksgiving you probably do want to be photo ready for the whole day. Then for blemishes, I went with my MAC Studio Finish Concealer, which is in this Pro Palette Concealer, and it's the colour NC15 that I applied first just to any blemishes on the skin as well as to my eyelids, and then patted this in using the warmth of my fingers. And then because my under eye circles are on the purpley red side, I chose the Lemon colour correcting colour from the palette and applied this as an initial base to my under eye area just to cancel out that darkness. Then the first eyeshadow colour I'm using here is Coastal Scents Flesh Tone Hot Pot, and I'm applying this to my brow bone using it as a highlight underneath my brow arch. For my inner corner highlight, I used an ever so slightly deeper highlight colour called Reef Sand that has a little bit more of a golden touch to it. And I used Saint Topaz, which is a much stronger yellow based gold, on my main lid. The texture of all these colours is so buttery and so fine, and it goes on really, really strong without the need for a base unless you're extremely oily. Next I'm moving on to mattes for my crease colour, and this is Light Tangerine, which is a really, really bright tangerine orange colour. And I applied this first over my crease, not going up too high initially, and also underneath the lower lash line, bringing it from right in the outer corner into the Reef Sand on the inner corner. Then to soften that bright orange out, I went into Midas Gold, which is a matte gold colour. It's basically a nice bright yellow, and this really helps to brighten but soften that crease colour above my crease as well as underneath the lower lash line yet again. And then before moving on to the darker eyeshadow, I went in with Wet n Wild's Colour Icon Black Kohl Pencil and used this to line my waterlines as well as tight lining my upper waterlines. Then to darken out and add depth to my crease and my outer V area, I went into Dark Forest, which is a beautiful, dark, intense brown matte colour, again one of the hot pots, and I started to press this onto the outer corner of my eye and along my lower lash line using a very small brush. This is the 228 by MAC, and I just bounced the brush lightly over where the brown met the gold to help blend the two together. And then to soften out the brown underneath the lower lash line, I just ran a wee bit of the Midas Gold on a blending brush along the edge. Using a Sigma blending brush, I started to build up more of the deep forest brown into the crease, creating more depth and a little bit more drama just to make it a little bit more intense. And then because I wanted to keep the overall warmth in the colours for the eyes, I went with a brown gel eyeliner rather than black, applying this with the 210 brush by MAC, which is a great brush for detail, and then winging it up ever so slightly at the outer corner before softening the under end of the wing with the same deep brown colour. I also very subtly added some definition to the inner corner area at the tear duct just to add a little bit more drama and intensity. I applied plenty of my current favourite volumizing mascara, which is the MAC InExtreme Dimension Lash Mascara, applying loads of this to my top lashes as well as a little bit to the bottom lashes, but only on the outer corner for the bottom lash line. And then once the eyes were finished, I cleaned up underneath with my Rimmel concealer, which is a lovely brightening concealer, but does add a good bit of coverage as well. And I patted this in place again using the warmth of my fingers. Then to set all this in place, I used my L'Oreal Nude Magique BB powder, which gives a gorgeous velvet finish to the skin. And this light colour is a bang-on match for my NC15 skin, which is brilliant for a drugstore makeup as well. Then from eyebrows, I went into the Wet n Wild brow kit in the ash brown colour because it actually does darken up my brows plenty enough. And the wee brush that comes with it is actually fine for applying the powder. So I ran this through the eyebrows first. Then I softened the colour out a little bit using a clean spoolie. And then I set all the hairs in place by using a waterproof brow set by MAC, which is also great for adding a little bit of colour to the hairs. I went with my trusty NYX Taupe Blush as my contour, applying this underneath my cheekbones as well as along my nose, just to give it a slightly slimmer look. And then adding to that candlelight glow theme, I applied a little bit of MAC's Warm Soul along my cheekbones up towards my temples. This is a gorgeous, like very light luminosity to it. And then for my lips, I applied some of the Revlon ColorStay lip pencil in the colour Nude along my lip line as well as filling in the entire lip area. And finished off by pressing one of the Sleek's lip glosses by Inglot in number 43 along the centre of my lips, patting this in place, particularly along the centre of my lower lip and my cupid's bow. This gives a beautiful gold reflection to it. So I hope you like this, guys. There will be a full list of products below and on the blog as per usual, and I hope you all have an absolutely lovely Thanksgiving day. So I'll chat to you all really soon. Slán!